In today's video, I'm going to make this transmission line speaker. Alright, so the first thing I did is I went through and using SketchUp, I came up with this design. Well, the first thing I did was actually read a bunch. I came up with this design, and it's roughly what ended up being inside the box when I created it. So actually the first thing that I did was I designed it on paper, and I designed it for 3/4 inch MDF before I decided to just go ahead and use the wood that I had laying around my house. So this is actually 11/16 wood. So I had to try to refigure out all my dimensions on the fly, which is why I'm sitting here and doing all the math manually. Okay, so I put the box together, installed the faceplate wrong, nice, on this one, so I'm going to have to redo that. Right now I'm going to go ahead and sand it because it looks like ass. Or it looks horrible. I don't know. I'll decide what term to use. Look at that. That's horrid. I'm going to bust out the belt sander and see if I can even things out. All right. So like as I've mentioned before, I built this box. I did it off camera. My phone was dead by the time I got back. Whatever. Anyways, never built speaker before. I have a problem that I see One being I'm going to have to shave this down a little bit. Fit better this way. I'll have to shave that down. Anyways, the other thing is that I wanted to try different things with this so I could see what I liked better. Do I like it better open? Do I like it better with packing in it? Do I like it better with like the eggshell stuff in it, or eggshell stuff and packing? I have little foam strips to put on here to help make sure everything seals air-wise here. But my problem is that this box, this piece has to slide in. And I'm not certain I'll be able to get a good air seal here without using glue. So I might have to pack everything in and just live with it. And redesign. If I make another set of these, I might have to redesign my box so that the upper is shorter, the upper and bottom are shorter, and then the sides are longer, so I could use like a rubber gasket around the edges to seal so I can open and close the box. I finally got this to fit. Go in there. But go like this. Yeah, that's a straight edge. You can see that it's not. There's some air gaps there. So that's fun. But despite how hideous this box is, I think I'm just going to continue with it just because this is my first experiment. And then I'll just have to get some MDF and make a box properly. I've got some tools coming to hopefully help me make a better box next time. Alright, next I'm gonna install these, drill me some holes in here. Now, if you've never seen this done before or done this before, this is called tinning your leads. And this makes it a lot easier to solder anything to anything. And it's also a requirement for like NASA level soldering and stuff like that. You try to remove the gold with the solder wick and the solder. Eventually here you'll see that I actually use an extra clamp to hold that vice grip in place, so it's a little bit easier for me to be soldering everything. And then I'll go on to tinning the wire leads also. Alright, so I'll show you in a little bit, but I glued down most of the wire. I soldered on the wire to the speaker. I did a much better job at it. Now, I pre-drilled some holes and I put some foam down to help seal up some of the air between the speaker and everything. I don't know how much that's really going to matter because I'm going to have to find a way to seal the box in general because it's so, I don't know, I don't want it to be too leaky. If it's too leaky, then I'll have to completely redo the box. Anyways, I think I've already said that a couple times. And if you're wondering what I use to seal around here, it's just weather stripping, foam rubber weather stripping. Because of how narrow this is, I cut it in half, and then I just put the sticky side down and worked it around. Whoop.
Hit me in the butt. I felt it. The clutch line is sitting on that header. That's good. Right there, I see that.
Alright, so I put weather stripping down here to try to help seal the box up where there's experimenting. I went through and pre-drilled the holes on the lid. Got my screws. And now, what I'm going to do for along the edges here, because I don't have anything there, is I'm actually just going to use hot glue. And I think that'll seal it enough. And then I can peel the hot glue off after I'm done with it, and then I can reuse it later. So, alright, here's my magic fill in the gap stuff. Right, that's up. Let's go. It's like 2 more. Alright, what I'm going to do is play some audio through my soundbar. Hopefully the music's old enough that it's not copyrighted. Everything's freaking copyrighted nowadays. I'm going to play it through the soundbar. I've got an old Logitech THX sound system. I've got the one speaker left. Actually, I have all the speakers, but I'm going to use this one speaker. I'm going to play it out of here. And then I'm going to play with the speaker that I made. This is all running directly off the sound card on my computer. The sound bar is HDMI. This runs in here with a 3.5 millimeter jack. It's just a little amp. It's not a fancy amp at all. And after that, and that's it. And we're just going to play some audio and we're going to see what happens. Oh, and I'm going to try to record everything on this microphone. I don't know, it definitely sounds like there's more going on here. This one's fuller. I'm not an audiophile. I don't know the little terms, and I don't have experience with the really going out there and listening to really high fidelity stuff. Okay. It's just not my experience. I think they're both great for what they are. I think the way that this is built currently, it could definitely deal with a subwoofer to help bump it up. But then this could have a subwoofer. Well, this one can't have a subwoofer. But if this had a subwoofer, it would bump it up a little bit more too, fill in the bottom. And I think that's really where this is lacking, is it's not filling in the bottom. We'll see, maybe throwing some stuffing in there if that'll help. I mean, it's only a 3-inch speaker. There's only so much that you're going to be able to do with that. In the entire box, really the resonance frequency of the box is not low. So it's not going to have a lot of bass. I really intended these to be used with a subwoofer. So it's kind of unfair, whereas this is a standalone soundbar that was meant to be used by itself. This is something that I was designing to be used with a soundbar. And this is putting out stereo, and this isn't, because obviously it's just a single speaker. So, I don't know, I still want to experiment. I made a baffled box too. I'm going to finish the baffled box also. And I'm gonna play the baffled box and see how that sounds. See which one I like the most. I think I'm gonna go right to stuffing them though. I think it's just too tinny, if that's a term. Yeah. All right. Anyways, let me continue fiddling with this stuff. All right. This is the speaker that we just tested earlier. Or I played audio through it. I didn't get a chance to test it because I started drinking, and then I took it apart while drinking, and I completely forgot that I was going to do near field tests and stuff like that. But oh well. Since it was taken apart, I went ahead and stuffed it. I hope this is correct. I'm pretty much just going to seal it up this time. We'll see. Looks okay. Looks like all the pictures I've seen. Okay, so I've gone ahead and given it a primer coat. I gave it a sanding sealer first to try to seal the wood, and then I've given it a couple coats of primer. And after the primer is done, I'm going to go ahead and give it a... the primer dries off. I've got some white paint. I'm going to paint it white. I think it'll be fine. Won't be perfect. Oh, look, I got a mosquito in there. Let's see if I can get the mosquito in. See? This mosquito, it's part of the paint now. Great. Anyways. A brand new can of paint. So here's the SPL chart of the near field. And this is the completed speaker. This was done with the cheap amp that I have. But anyways, I have 1/24 smoothing turned on. Otherwise down here just becomes really jagged. But I mean, this is all a drop off anyways. So this is near field. That's about a couple feet away. That's like 2 feet away. I didn't pull the whole meter out. It was about 2 feet away. So, I mean, you can see there's a power drop. It's a little rougher. But, I mean, as far as I have the box aimed at 100 megahertz. And then it seems to be just before 1K. I don't know if it's the box or that amp. Because it sounds a lot better on my surround sound system than it did just trying to play off that little amp. But anyways, here's the plots. I used a calibrated mic. One was near field, which was right up touching the speaker, the driver. And the other one, like I said, was a couple feet out. It wasn't a full meter, but it was in between 2 and 3 feet. There's the waterfall. Spectrography. The distortion. This is like, there's a lot for me to learn. But to be honest, you know, I kind of liked the way the speakers sounded the way they were. I've never had nice speakers, so anything better than garbage is all right. All right, so that's it. That's all I got. Next time I'm going to try to do the ported box, and there are some other speakers that I want to try to design. As you can see when I go through here, I went a little crazy trying to design different kinds of... most of these are transmission line speakers, just trying to figure out how to do it. Some of these are ported speakers. Some of these are gigantic. Like, look, like this one right here. That's just a subwoofer using the transmission line. I mean, it's huge. I wouldn't even be able to fit that in my room, really. But I can't keep up with this. This kind of stuff is just too... I mean, this hobby's... This would be too expensive of a hobby. I've got a couple speakers I'm going to be able to build. But other than that, I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything. Unless there's like interest in this from the outside community, in which case I can make something so that I can be I can make like a Patreon or something so people can donate to my extravagance. All right. That's it for tonight. I'll talk to you all later.